I am just realizing how my laptop, I don't know if it must be my laptop that has like such a old school camera. Like everything is so like pixelated. Unless it's just like the Matrix, like it's so weird. But yeah. Okay. So, I want to know what the people think. Hi, Winston's mom. Yeah. So, I want to know. I just saw another picture of uh, Taylor Swift at Jace Kelce's football game. I guess the Chiefs must be playing them tonight. Um, and she was sitting next to Jace Kelce's mom, who was very focused on the field. And I noticed some like similarities about them. Like my mom was saying how Jace Kelce is like all over commercials, and it's true. He has been all over commercials. It seems like he doesn't mind the big exposure. She also is a huge name and does commercials, and I don't think she has any problem at all with being in the public eye. I know the last relationship she was in was with a British actor, and he, it seemed, really wanted to keep things under wraps. He did not want to talk about. Uh, he didn't want to go public, really, in the relationship. Which, I mean, Taylor Swift is like such a big name. It's kind of hard. I mean, but she did. I didn't even know she was in a relationship for 6 years. Winston's mom says her political advocacy is remarkable. The amount of young voters she has signed up is nothing short of NFJville, LL. And that's another thing that they have in common. She's like very, you know, she stands for things. And Jace Kelsey was Aaron Rodgers just made fun of Jace Kelsey and called him Mr. Pfizer, because apparently Jace Kelsey is big on vaccinations. So I'm sure they have that in common. Hey Rubinar, glad you're here. So yeah, so they're both, so Jace Kelsey and Taylor Swift, right? They're both like big names. Apparently, according to Eric, Jace Kelsey is one of the biggest tight ends. Like he's a huge name in football right now, and Taylor Swift is a huge name also. I mean, it would be very. I mean, it could happen. It could be, and this is probably more likely, that her twin flame is probably someone not in the public eye. Is my guess. That's my guess. However, she and Travis Kelce. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this guy's name is. That the guy on the Chiefs. Oh my god, I titled it wrong. I knew I was gonna get it wrong, and I didn't wanna. Travis Kelce, and I didn't want to like change it. I don't know him. I don't know him from a hole in the wall, except that he has a mustache and he likes to smile a lot. And he got mad last week because he hurt his ankle and he was like pouting like a little kid. Oh, really? They're brothers? That's cool. I think I should keep it this way too, Rubinar. I'm glad that you agree. Yeah, that's cool that his brother is on the Eagles. Is he a tight end? Travis Kelce? Jace. Oh my god. Yeah, he is a tight end. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and the Chiefs must be playing tonight because Jason's in center for Eagles. That's cool. Um Travis Kelsey's mom was sitting next to. Wow, they played against each other last Super Bowl. Didn't the Eagles win that Super Bowl? Really, the Eagles lost this? Where the hell have I been? So the Chiefs won. Okay, they did win 3 years ago. Okay. Wow, it's been like I've been like under a rock for some reason, except when it comes to like certain things, I guess. I'm not really sure. Like actually just now, Amy Sedaris, I left her a comment on Instagram and she liked both my comments. I love Amy Sedaris. So like, you know, Travis, Jace, that's really interesting. That must be tough for her. It's like a happy for one son and then the other. No wonder Travis Kelsey is such a like a I'm Mr. Jolly guy all the time, except when I'm not jolly, when I hurt myself and like cry like a baby. I'm not a Travis Kelsey fan. Like I don't really think that I think he's getting some from Taylor, which makes him really happy, right? Because like that does that sort of thing. But he's like the guy who just got laid and now he's buddies with everyone. So he goes up to Aaron Rodgers, who's like on the sidelines with like a torn ACL and like not wanting to talk to anyone, just wants to like focus on the Jets because like he wants to be a part of it somehow. And then Travis Kelsey comes up to him like, "Hey man, like what's up? What's up? Like who are you, bro? Get the fuck out of here! Like I'm not friends with you." And Aaron Rodgers made that clear by calling Travis Kelsey Mr. Pfizer, which I thought was great. To be totally honest, too, this is going to be a real. I'm not a huge fan of Taylor Swift either, actually, but I am interested in knowing if they're twin flames because, like I said, they're both kind of they're okay with attention. Thanks, Rubenar. I agree with you totally. I love the don't give a fuck attitude on Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's got to be really hard for Aaron Rodgers to go to the Jets, who needed a quarterback like no other team except for maybe the Bears. And then he hurts himself like what, first game? Right? He hurt himself the first game. So and then to have Travis Kelsey come up to him and be like, "I'll bro out," like, get the fuck out of here. Really, like, get the fuck out of here. I don't need to know your business. I don't care who you're fucking. Like, he dated Olivia Munn, who was like on Maxim magazine. Like, he doesn't, grow up a little bit, Travis Kelsey, Jace Kelsey. he only got 4 plays in and then he injured himself. That is so sad. Like, the Jets are like, I don't know when the last time that they were good. It's been a long time, a really long time. Over a decade. So I kind of like that Aaron Rodgers is a little salty lately. But let's go back to the central thesis of, are Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift twin flames? She's on tour right now. I think she's still on tour, and she goes to all. She missed last game, but she's at this game tonight, and somehow is coordinating with him, to go to games. And I know she's busy, so they look alike. They look alike. Like, he has blonde hair, blue eyes. She has blonde hair, blue eyes. Like, it's like, and that happens in twin flames. There's a tendency from what I've learned on YouTube. Either you look almost exactly alike, as if you can be told that you look like brother and sister, um, or you can look the opposite. So you might have like my sister has black hair and brown eyes. So her opposite might be like red hair and blue eyes, something like that. For some reason, I think the opposite of black hair is red, and the opposite of brown hair is blonde. That's my guess. I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers, though. Like, I'm not rooting for Jace Kelce. I keep on doing that. I used to have the biggest habit of calling Frank James Frank, because I don't really like the name Frank. Like, it reminds me of, like, hey, Frankie. Hey, Frank. I don't know. I don't like the name. So I always would call him on accident James Frank, but he's Frank James, FJ. Juliet Foxtrot, Winston's mom. Yeah, so there's all these similarities that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have in common. And I think that they are false twin flames. I think they're gonna really like love it, and then they're gonna like be apart at times, because that's what happens in twin flame relationships. But it also happens in false twin flames. But Travis Chase Kelce. He is. He's Travis Chase Kelce. I swear, if I'm like easy to read in some degrees. Like, when I don't like someone, it's very difficult for me to remember their names. Now, if I'm meeting someone for the first time, I will try to repeat the name back to the person to remember their names, because I like when people remember my name, so I try my hardest to remember theirs. But a person that I don't like a celebrity especially, I will get their name wrong like all the time. I like Frank James. I just don't like the name Frank. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the name Frank. Oh, he definitely knows that he'll be in a song of hers, and it will be so bland. It's going to be bland. She like Taylor Swift makes great songs when she's like aching for love. And this doesn't seem like, I mean, maybe there's going to be aching in the long distance, because it's probably going to be long distance for a while. Um, so maybe there'll be some aching there, and she'll be able to write some songs about it. But I'm not a huge fan of how she broke up with her. She kind of like the last ex that she had. She kind of got the people in her group to be like, he sucks, just like delete him, like I'm over him. Where I don't really know the dude, like I don't know, like let people like decide if they want to stay friends with him or not. Like you don't need to be like dictating that shit. um but she's fine. I think she's an ESTP. She probably is. um she's a good example of a celebrity female ESTP. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of breaking up and putting them on blast either, you know? Um yeah, so obviously it's impossible to really tell what type of person is unless you test them. And test as in ask questions. Um but Eric postured that she could be an ESTP based on her music actually. Um but who knows? I don't think she's ESFJ. She's got some intuition. It's not the best, but she definitely is. She's definitely intuitive. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear his take too. I don't like the fact that, like, so if we're talking about like twin flame karmic and soulmate, I think that relationship with Taylor, the most recent guy, the English actor, it sounded like he really wanted to keep it hush hush. And um I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it was kind of a karmic relationship. I mean, they went out for 6 years. I had no idea. I thought that Taylor Swift was riding high on being single, but she was not, and that she fooled me. I was like, oh my god! One night, I'm in bed and I see this headline that says that Taylor Swift is um broken up with so and so, and I'm like, what? She was in a relationship? I thought that the last relationship she had was like a while ago. And no, she was dating this British actor for fucking what? Like 6 years, they said. And whatever. I mean, breakups are hard. It was probably a more karmic relationship. I can't see her being, because she's very fan based and she's very good to her fans. So I'm sure and she's such a public, like she's so outgoing and public. Like I can't see. I mean, it lasted for 6 years, but I don't know. There was just something about the breakup on her end. Like it's almost like she was probably stepping out like way before the breakup actually happened. Winston's mom says one of the nicknames for the ESFP is the performer. The ESTP is called an entrepreneur. She fills both roles. I think she's a little bit more. I mean, she could be ESFP, but I don't know. It's really difficult to determine who a person's type based on. Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, Ruben R, you got it. Ruben R says, I could see FI Polar just cutting people out of their lives, though. Quite a few FI Polar people I know tend to do that. Yeah. She's known for her dating. Like she's known for, you know, no, she doesn't give the door slam. I think she honestly in this last relationship, if I were to guess, I would say that she had one foot out the door probably for maybe 6 months to a year before it actually happened. It seemed very premeditated. And then, like, all of a sudden, all these celebrity friends that he had take side with her and, like, delete him off Instagram. It's just like it sounded like a real messy breakup. It probably was a messy relationship too. Just, I don't know. Maybe the guy was definitely some sort of introvert. So where Travis Kelce is clearly an extrovert. He's not shy at all. The guy could be a great guy. He probably is a great guy on some level. I just don't like him. I just don't like his swag. Like, he thinks he's hot shit. It's like, all right. Calm down a little bit. Bitch, be humble. Sit down. You know what I mean? Like, but then, like, when he goes and hurts his ankle, he, like, throws down his helmet and kicks the ground. Like, yeah, Jace Kelce loves himself. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with loving yourself. Being self actualized and loving yourself when it comes to um, flaws and all, that's great. But he's just Mr. Showboat. And she's kind of a showboat too. She's not afraid of the spotlight at all. And she takes advantage of her relationships by getting songs and hits off of them. Um, I think she's a good songwriter. I just don't think that she's very empathetic. Yeah, Jace Kelce loves some Jace Kelce. Like, I'm sure every time he's on a commercial, he's like, there I am. Like, first of all, that's not funny. Two, like, I'm sitting right next to you. Yeah, I know you're there. Like, I'm I'm glad you're making some more money in commercials, because, like, you aren't a Super Bowl winner who can do whatever, who already has so much money coming in. I'm rooting for the 49ers, just so everyone knows. 49ers all the way. Now that I'm in the closer to the Bay Area. But yeah, I do think that the relationship that Taylor was in before was probably karmic. Mrs. Mom says Taylor Swift is a sun in Sagittarius and her moon sign is in Cancer. Her rising sign is unknown. Can we also talk about Britney Spears dancing with knives? Like, coming from someone who is bipolar, and specifically I go into bipolar mania, that is such a sign of bipolar mania. Dancing, like, with basically no clothes on, with knives, like, that's, like, so dangerous. Did they, Winston's mom? Winston's mom says, didn't they call the police on Brittany for her knife dance? I mean, can you call someone after the fact? I mean, I didn't hear that part. Someone superimposed Dogsville, the Brittany knife dance. Winston's mom says, Billboard, September 28th, 2023. Cops visited Britney Spears' home after a video of her dancing and weaving knives around went viral and sparked widespread concern. I mean, it is concerning. Like, I mean, everyone should be concerned. She's just been dumped by her husband of a year, who she was with also for 6 years. Like, that's like she said in her Instagram post, like, that's a long time. And like, grieving is when you lose someone that you loved, even if it was toxic, because apparently it was toxic, someone who you thought was on your side, someone who like knows you for 6 years. I think that was her longest relationship, like, ever. Um, I mean, that's you have to go through the process of losing that person in your life. And if you don't, it's going to show up in weird ways. It's definitely going to show up in weird ways because energy is stored in us. It needs some place to go. So, oh my God, Britney Spears. Britney Spears has excellent um, astrology with Eric. Winston's mom says TMZ, August 16th, 2023. Britney Spears and her husband Sam Asghari have separated after nuclear argument involves allegations of cheating. Okay, here's the thing. If she did cheat, which I don't think she did, I actually don't think that she cheated on him. He can actually get money from her. So if it looks like she cheated, if there's some sort of if there's some sort of, what do they call it? If there's some sort of truth behind the cheating, or if there's some sort of allegation that there's cheating, then um Sam Asghari can get money from Britney. But if she didn't, then he's not getting any money. He is also saying that she was abusive, and that's something that I could actually believe, because even if it wasn't like fist pumping, like, I can see her throwing something at him, or something like that in a manic state. I mean, she's dancing with knives. She's doing a lot of strange things. So like, anything is possible, and like I said, it sounded like it wasn't a healthy relationship. Um like, how do you go into any relationship from here on out and not have trust issues? Like, I would. And she's a huge star. Like, she has people saying that she's great all the time. Like, she needs a rock. She needs someone to be her rock. Winston's mom says, I took my daughter and three of her friends to see Britney somewhere around 2001 ish, I think. She put on a fantastic show. Half the audience were little girls, the other half were moms, with a few sprinkles of hairdressers there also. Male hairdressers who also adored Britney. My hairdresser was there also. That's funny. I went to see NSYNC around that time. NSYNC was my jam. I wasn't a Britney fan, really. I was a fan over Christina Aguilera, but I wasn't really a Britney Spears fan, because like, I felt that she was a little bit like over sexualized. She came out when I was like 13, 14, and like, I was like dealing with puberty and stuff. So like, the sexualization of Britney Spears really like turned me off to even listening to her music, because I was like, something was wrong. I just didn't like it. I just didn't think it was a good like those low slung jeans and stuff. I was just like, being a fucking teenager is already so. Being a tween is so hard already. I don't need to be like. I don't need sex thrown at me so fast. But yeah, I in 2001 I definitely dragged my dad to an NSYNC show. That's so cool. Winston's mom says I saw NSYNC one time when I went to see Regis and Kathy Lee. They performed. They are tiny and beautiful boys, or were super skinny boys with large TV heads. Wow. I'm not surprised that they were small because they worked like dogs, especially when they worked for Ron Perlman. I had the biggest crush on what's his name? JC Chazé. He was my I didn't like there's something I didn't like about Justin Timberlake. Even though I thought that he was good looking, I liked JC Chazé more. I had a crush on him. Oh my god. I still can't get over the fact that I called Travis Kelsey Jace. Oh my god. Uh, I'm gonna pull cards for you guys if you'd like. I hope he does. I mean, I've been asking him, like, every time something happens with him, I'll be like, him and Taylor. I'm like, Taylor Swift's new boyfriend. You know what is interesting? If you're into body language and that sort of thing, every time I see Taylor Swift talk to Travis Kelce's mom, she's like not impressed. I fucking love that. It's like she's somehow like it seems like she has this like protection over her son a little bit, enough to be like enough to be like all right, you're a huge son. My son is like my pride and joy. You are a big celebrity. I'm gonna keep my eye on you, sort of thing. Like, okay, let's see where this goes. I kind of love that. Like, yeah. So, like in the latest pictures, Ruben, you'll see Taylor Swift is this facing this way, talking to Travis Kelsey's mom, and Travis Kelsey's mom is facing the field. Like she's like watching her son. She like really like is probably thinking, "You just slept with my son not too long ago. I'm not impressed with you, Taylor Swift. You're gonna." I like that, Rubenar. I feel like my ISFP mother would react the same way to T Swift. Not impressed. I think I think ISFP ISFP and ESTP have some sort of let me see. Some sort of socionics relation. Let's see. Like supervision, or it's not conflict. Hold on. Socionics relationship compatibility. All right, so ESTP and ISF J. Oh, it is supervision. So your mom probably would not be impressed by Taylor Swift if she's an yeah. Yeah, ISFP is supervisor. Yes, you're right, Rubinar. Winston's mom says my mother is an ISFP and my former ESTP, and she got along great, but she brought into our she didn't understand the chaos he inherently brought into our household. Yeah, ISFJ. It says that the ESTP is the supervisee and ISFP is the supervisor. So your mom definitely wouldn't be impressed by. She probably wouldn't be impressed by Jace Kelce either. But yeah, but I can see that. Like, she was also Travis Kelce's mom was also like pointing to people who were like waving to Taylor Swift, um, being like, "Hey, like, look, you have fans over there who are waving. Like, go do your job." But definitely, Rubenard, check out those pictures. That makes sense. Why does it make sense, though? ISFP. That's another reason why I feel like there's some sort of divine connection between Travis Kelce and uh, Taylor Swift, because usually there's some people in your life who don't like your partner. It's not always smooth. I really don't think that I don't think that she likes Taylor Swift that much. I think she's a little bit worried for her son. So where like my mom would be like fangirling over Taylor Swift if I dated someone like that. Of course, like Eric is a famous person in his own right, but um, if I were dating Travis Kelce, she'd be all like, "Oh, oh," even though she doesn't, you know. The ISFP observes and notes and does not share too much of what they observe, I have learned. I want to know what's in their function stack that makes them so disinterested in ESTP. Where is that? I don't have every one memorized. So I took a screenshot of a list. Here we go. ISFP. Okay, so they're FI first. So they know what's important to them right away. They know what they like, what they don't like. They know, I guess, who to like. Um, and it's all in their own self interest. Then their tool function is SE, so they're going to act on it. So, I mean, that makes a lot of sense for Travis Kelce's mom. I mean, she's acting in a way that shows her FI. She's not acting. Um, yes, they want, and Ruben says, yes, they want to know who to trust and who to distrust. And I think that's what she's going through right now. Travis Kelce's mom. All right, so then third slot, NI. Ooh, her intuition, she trusts the most. It's selfish. So she's like, I don't know about this girl. My intuition is saying something's off, but it's her own intuition. She's not taking out and she's not taking anyone else's opinion of Taylor into consideration, because that goes against her greater knowledge. And her greater knowledge of Taylor is probably that Taylor dates a lot of guys and sings songs about them, and it's not always clear cut with Taylor if it's going to be a long relationship or not. She wants to see, is she there? Is she going to be there for her son or not? All right, so then we have 4 slot TE. So she's going to be somewhat into planning. She wants a long-term relationship for her son, probably. She probably, has a plan in mind for her son. She probably wants to be a grandmother soon too. I think she already is. I think was he married before Ruben R and has a kid? I saw something on Instagram and I wasn't sure if it was his child or not. But, like she doesn't want to go through that again. That's not in her plans. If she wants something solid, most likely, for even though she's not the greatest planner, she wants if Taylor's going to be a part of this family, we have to plan for her in that, and is it worth it? That makes a lot of sense, Ruben R. Ruben R says that third slot NI scared of the future thing is real. Once my mom feels upset about a possible future, she can obsess about it and catastrophize. So she probably is catastrophizing right now. All right, so then they countervalue 5th slot, or I'm sorry, they ignore FE. Taylor is good with her FE. She's very selfish about it, right? If she's an ESTP, she's like, I need to look good, so I'm going to be a good person because I want my fans to like me. And Travis Kelce's mom, if she's an ISFP, is not going to be interested in that at all. Like, she's not even going to notice it. I mean, she did tell like Taylor, hey, like look over there, like there's fans waving at you. I saw that in a picture. But she's not looking for it for herself. She ignores it. Oh no. No, computer, don't go away. So then it goes into 6th slot SI. So she's able to demonstrate that what she knows from her experience so 6th slot, countervalues and is demonstrative. So she can demonstrate to Taylor, oh, this, my son was like this back when, and the history of his, past relationships and stuff. She can talk about what she liked about Taylor from the past, and how she knows about Taylor and how she came about to know Taylor. But that's so interesting. Mrs. Mom said, even before I grokked the function, I recognized my mother did not NI her own future, while my former ECP could project out in about 2 weeks. Slight difference within their NI. Yeah, it's 4 slot. You could still use it. It's a little sloppy, but you can use it. Yeah. Jace, Kelce in our hearts. Okay, so then she's, oh man, she's polar NE. And Taylor has that in her 8th slot. So there might not be a lot of talking between them. She might become Taylor Swift's mom. You never know. This might be the one for Taylor. I should do some card pulling for Jace and Taylor. I will, actually. I will do. And then you guys could get a reading too. Okay, so they're not gonna have a lot to talk about. And that could be hard for that could be hard for someone who has FE in their 3rd slot, because there's no ping pong there. She can't really express in words, or maybe she says too much. Maybe a slot being so unconscious, NE for Taylor, she can maybe overspeak a little, or be a little bit too, she's not really aware of what she's saying to Jace Kelce's mom, and Jace Kelce's mom is like, I fucking keep on calling them that. Jace Kelce's mom is like, like, you're talking to me? Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. That's good. Very short with Taylor. And then the last of it is ISFP's last let TI. Ooh. So all of Taylor's TI tool is not even going to be really respected by ISFP. She might think that all these fairnesses that and logical sense that Taylor is logically making sense to oh, I'm so sorry, Winston's mom. All right. It's time for some cards. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Are they twin flames? Take 3 cards. Okay, so 3 cards fell out. And guess what, people? First card, 3 of Pentacles. Look what that doggy's done. Ooh, so impressive. Look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. I did this. I can stand on these pentacles. And like this guy's like, oh yeah, you are. And this one's like, yeah, that's great. Okay, so this is Travis Kelce right now. This is Taylor. He's like, hey, look at me. I can catch a ball and act as a defensive player. Look at me, look at me. She's like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Next card, the Magician. She's always wanted to have a football boyfriend. Because she's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers, but she's not. She's in the bleachers. She's in the VIP box. She manifested this. She had dreams about dating an athlete who was strong and handsome like Travis. And they're both dreaming about each other. And he's always had a crush on her because he's probably like, he seems like this like country boy, like he says y'all and like goes up to Aaron Rodgers and tries to buddy him. Like that's how he seems. So, and the last card they get, which I consider to be a twin flame card, the Lovers. They are twin flames. They're going to be marrying each other. They're going to be talking about each other a lot. They're going to be very public about their affection for each other. They chose this. They manifested this. And now they're able to show it off. Show off what they got. And they're proud to. She loves being at those games, And he loves her being there. I don't know what his stack is. That's tough. He might also be an ESTP or an ESFP. It's hard. He might be an ESFP. He could be ESTP too, though. It's very difficult. I don't know. I'd have to hear TI. Oh yeah, he has a podcast. So what makes you think he could be an ESFP? I'm curious. Two action types could go well together. I do think that she needs to be with someone who is also as famous as she is. Because like it's not easy for an everyday person to be with such a big name. I mean, she can't go anywhere without being recognized, Okay. FI Tool? It could be. I mean, he got really heated when he hurt himself last week. Like, I was like, whoa, bro. Like, you have a temper, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for Travis Kelce's mom. I don't think he's ISTP. He does a lot of commercials and talks in them. Yeah, he doesn't seem any polar to me either, Rubenar. He has no problem doing interviews, nothing like that. He's got a lot to say. That's funny. I could so see that. See, there's just something about him that I just don't like. And it's nothing, it's just like I can't see myself being friends with him. I would get like overload, like, oh my god, this is a lot of one person. Okay, so does Travis Jace's mom like Taylor Swift? Yeah, always makes sure to have the most handsome look on his face. I totally get that. He's so smug. He's so smug. That's why he went up to. Yeah, he does have that Gaston type of confidence. And he's loving the fact that everyone's going over so gog over his new girlfriend. Okay, does Travis Jace Kelsey mom like Taylor Swift? I actually don't like Taylor Swift either. I think she's, like I said, she's fine. She's whatever. I don't know. I just I don't know. Yeah, right? I agree. Rubenar says, yeah, if you're that tall, handsome, blessed, etc., etc., I think it's more winsome to be a little modest in your affect. But what do I know? You totally should. I would be, but okay. Ooh. We got 3 major arcanas for Travis Kelsey's mom, and if he likes Taylor Swift. So the first card is the moon. The moon is the mother card. The moon in astrology represents the mother. So she's like looking in this water like, oh man, this is something serious. Like, what can I do right now? Is this an illusion? Like, is this good for my son? Like, I don't know. I have my doubts. I don't know. I have my doubts, is what she's saying. The next card we have is number 16, I believe. No, 15. The devil. She might think that Taylor Swift is. She's being very protective of her son right now. I mean, you could tell like this dog is growling like, get away from my steak. Look, he's been through so much, and you, Taylor Swift, have been through so many men. Like, I don't know. I'm very protective over my son. The last one also has intuition, just like the moon card, the high priestess. So her intuition is probably ringing like crazy right now. She knows, Travis Kelsey's mom knows that this is a big deal. That um this might not be this is going to be a real significant relationship for him. But she's very protective and she doesn't trust it. And she's got, her judgment is cloudy and it's hard for her to make a decision if she really likes her or not. But she knows it's a big deal because she's got these three cards, major arcana cards. Winston's mom says, in the old days of Hollywood studios, the studio would set up pretend dates between young movie stars, a pretend romance to gain newspaper headlines, but they're both already famous, and Taylor doesn't need any help getting publicity. Now, I think that they're twin flames. Like, getting the lovers there is a huge sign of a twin flame relationship, or a false twin flame too. When I was with my false twin flame, I pulled the lover card a lot. So it could be that they are either twin flames or false twin flames. But that definitely means that there's going to be some choices that they're going to have to make, probably really difficult ones. Definitely means because twin flames often have a time of separation. They're going to be long distance for a while. Yeah, but ultimately it could lead to a lot of growth, maybe for both of them. It sounds like they both need it. Like, they're both talented in their own right. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do some pulls for Ruben R and Winston's mom. So the first one, Ruben R. 3 cards for you. A lot of times with twin flame relationships, you see yourself in the person. It's like you look in their eyes and it's like, whoa, like I can see myself. Like you look like me, or like I recognize you. Like you look so much like someone I've known. And it is because you've known them in past lives. And not all twin flames are meant to last forever, which is the saddest part. I mean, they go through people who are in twin flame relationships go through so much to be together. I mean, it's push, pull, like chaser, runner, chaser, um, family members, friends, exes not liking your partner, age gaps sometimes. Um, Yes, and they mirror each other. So if one is in a bad mood, the other might not be in a bad mood. It's a lot. The runner chaser things, separation and reunion. Um, it's fiery, and it's not always fiery in the good way. And still after all of that, you might not end up together. It's just crazy. Okay, Ruben, I'm concentrating on you now. Rubenar. This one's coming out. Okay. Okay. First card, Knight of Swords. You are a fast thinker, young man. You're like, I've got this knife, it's in my mouth. I'm running towards you because I'm so excited to show it to you. You're so excited you're almost going to be trampling over that little crab. But that crab's he's just like, I'm hanging out here in the water. Careful, I'm happy for you. You might be there's something that you might need immediate attention. Knights are also the teenagers of the deck, so it's like you have like kind of like your mind set on some youthful things. It's not exactly the most mature of thoughts, but you're getting there. And you're like exuberant about it. You got a lot of vitality. Next, Page of Pentacles. Those are your tweens. You're like, all right, I see this money here. I know it's important. I think I'm going to save my allowance. And but still you have a youthful energy again in this card as well. Like his one eye is covered and the other one is open. So it's like one eye on the prize sort of thing. You don't need to to be thinking about too much. You already got that pentacle, and you're going to make the most of it. And you're going to learn in your youthful ways and mistakes and trial and error what it is to have that pentacle. Then the last. Ooh. 7 of Swords. You've got what? 3 in your mouth. And you got 2 of them that you're going to let go. So there might be something that you are being a little bit reserved about. You're kind of holding your cards close to your chest, right? Is that how the saying goes? You're, keeping some things to yourself. You're being a little sneaky, and it could be in your own self-interest. You don't want to hurt someone's feelings. You just want to avoid confrontation. So you're sneaking off, and you're taking three good ideas, maybe that you got from somewhere else, while you were over here. You might got some good ideas, and you're taking them with you, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to leave two of these. I'm going to say is not mine. But the rest you take. You're not looking to help anyone really right now. You're acting in your own self-interest. Hey, Carrot. Okay, next, Winston's mom. And really, Rubenar, it could be, you're welcome, Rubenar, and it could be, honestly, that card, it usually is seen as a negative card, but sometimes situations call for you to be a little bit sneaky about things. Like, for instance, I, in college, was dating someone, and I didn't want my parents to know. So I kept it from them. I didn't tell them about the relationship that I was in because I wanted it to be and grow on its own without my parents' input. So that was very 7 of Swords for me. I had a lot of thoughts about telling them, but ultimately I was sneaking around, hanging out with my boyfriend when I was, when my parents thought I was with my friends. So Winston's mom says Libra is the 7th astrological sign. The zodiac signs Libra and Pisces are associated with the number 7. Number 7 people can be great healers, teachers, spiritual gurus, and are advised to wear brown or green. 7 is a prime number and is usually broken down to 3 and 4. The 7s are a combination of creativity, 3, and practicality, 4. Like Rachel said, darn good intuitive reading and pull. You're welcome. I mean, thank you. Thank you, Winston's mom. Yes, exactly, Ruben R. I keep my cards close with my parents and stuff. I'm very sneaky in FUA because I don't want people up in my biz trying to alter my thoughts. Exactly. Because there's some people who, no matter how much they love you, they only have their own concerns for you. So they have their own opinions that they're going to try and push on you. You don't need that. You have to make decisions for yourself sometime. All right, Winston's mom. Winston's mom. I'm glad that you related to that. It feels I still can remember the day when my mom found out about the relationship too. And I was just like, oh, cat's out of the bag, like, oh, now that, like, there's something kind of like magical when it was just like me and him. Um, Not because we were great together, but because like we had this thing that was just our own. And you could feel about that in so many different ways, right? You could think about you get you get a new job or a promotion, and you keep it to yourself because you don't want anyone up in your biz to alter your thoughts. Because it's easy, especially for FE people, it's easy for input from others to alter our thoughts. Okay, Winston's mom, that jumped out. Winston's mom. Okay, first card we got for Winston's mom. The Two of Rods. Or is it Pentacles? I'm going to say Rods. Partnership. Endeavors. Maybe you and your son Eric have been, you're like partners for life. And, or you're thinking about partnership just in some sort of sense of, but it's future. You're looking for towards the future. Maybe who's a friend you want to collaborate with on something, um, a creative project that you have in mind, and someone who could help you. Like that's, and it could mean being ready for a partnership in a passionate way. Next card. Seven of Pentacles. This is like when you've planted your seeds. So you have this is your savings. And you have one more coin in your mouth that you're like, yes, this is mine. And this is all your savings. This is everything that you put away. And it's looking good. And you're proud of yourself. You worked hard for it. You might not have access to it all at once, but you have that storage there to you know to to keep you grounded. And like you said, the sevens are very spiritual too. So you have your harvest of pentacles, and in a way it's this spiritual gift that you give to yourself for being so patient in life. And the last one is 6 of Wands. You have creative victory. You are someone that people can look up to. Maybe something recently you overcame, like it could be small or big victory. Like you fix something in the house, and now everything's able to run more smooth. Or you helped out a friend, and you came up with a creative solution when they needed help, and yeah, people are looking up to you because you are victorious. You've got this flower crown around you. You've got your creative sticks and wands, and yeah. That's a good combination, Winston's mom, INTP for you. I mean, obviously not partnered for life, but um living together may be very easy. Hey Luminex, you're not late. I could well, first of all, the guy's name is not Jace, it's Travis. I got the name but I was talking about how I was really wondering if Travis Kelce, the football player, and Taylor Swift were twin flames. And one of my personal reads when I get the card out, oh shoot, is the lover's card, and they got the lover's card. So it's either a false twin flame. Hey Boba Fett, it's either a false twin flame or they're twin flames. And Travis Kelsey's mom is not too hot on Taylor Swift. She's not really a fan. She's worried for her son. So, because I was saying that I was wondering about Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift because they have a lot in common. They're contract, yeah. Because they look similar. They both, they're on TV commercials and in the public eye, very famous. I mean, like Travis Kelsey is like one of the like most not popular. I mean, I don't know how popular he is, but he's the most well-known tight end right now. He's a big player. And yeah, so they're both big personalities together, and I'm like, oh, then and they kind of look alike. They have both have like dirty blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, he's the tightest in, like Ruben R said. Um, but they're gonna have. It's not gonna be the easiest for them either because they're gonna have. They have opposite schedules. You know, they're going to be apart for long periods of time, which is also a part of like a twin flame or false twin flame relationship. Usually divinely, like when there's divine divine feminine and a divine masculine, there's usually some strife that comes along in the relationship. Soul contracts are usually pretty difficult. How like soulmates have trouble too, like I mean, we went through everything with Eric's dad that was like blew us out of the water. I mean, I still don't know about that at all, but yeah, so people with soul contracts, so we all have like different levels of soul contractedness. Um, it seems like twin flames in particular goes through some like really tough stuff, and like I was saying before, they don't always end up together. So it's like you go through a lot of passion, but it doesn't really, it doesn't always end up in union, which is like so sad to me because like when you go through all of that and you like long for this person who is like your other. Yeah, I was thinking that about that um Luminix. Pretty sure Nairi was a twin flame deal. Yeah, I was when I was talking about it, I was thinking that too. I think it was, and I'm sure that was. I mean, I can only imagine the grief involved, because that's a feeling in a twin flame relationship that is very common. Grief. You you constantly, you have this immense amount of love, like love that's unconditional and so enveloped. You're so enveloped in that person and in that relationship that is so beautiful. And then at the same time, it's one of the most painful things you can ever go through. Yeah, maybe next time you'll get a soulmate. Soulmates are so, there's so much pleasure. It's like there's an understanding there, but you're not exactly like each other. You're not exactly opposite of each other either. There are similarities and there are differences. Um, Carrot, if you're here still, would you like a reading? And then I'll do one for Luminix. I was saying that too, Luminix. It can be toxic because it's like there's mirroring that goes on, and then there's um yeah, like boundary crossing too. Okay, cool, Carrot. All right, this will be your reading. That one fell out for you. Oh, I'm glad your dog is listening. Trouble and Capio are here with us too. They're in the room. Hi, Carrot's dog. Okay. Carrot. I had a false twin flame, and when we first on our first date, I looked into his eyes and I was like, like I see myself, and I was able to get into like past life regression sort of things. Like I felt like we were together before, and we had to be together then, but at first he chased me, like he was calling me constantly, he love bombed me. I thought that I felt so seen, like like I had never been seen before. However, it was one of the most toxic relationships too. And then I turned into the chaser and he was the runner, and his temper was just like horrible. And I knew with as emotionally violent as he was, that at some point he was going to get physically violent. So I was like, this has got to end. We broke up like 3 times. Finally, when we broke up, I said I hated the relationship, and he blocked me. He just ghosted me. I haven't talked to him since. So like twin flame stuff is no joke. It's it changes your soul though, because I became more of a spiritual person after that relationship than I was before. And I knew what it felt like to have a deep connection like that, like a past life regression sort of thing. But I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't I would not go back. Okay, I have to concentrate on carrot. Carrot. And carrot. Okay. First card we got for Carrot is the Nine of Pentacles. Look at that happy dog. You even have a friend. You have a bird friend. And you got a butterfly over there, and like you're just like, I love life. I've got my pentacles, my 9 pentacles. I'm almost completed at a goal of 10, and I am working for a living, living and a working. I'm taking what they're given because I'm working for a living. You are sitting pretty independently. You don't need no mans. You don't even need those birds or the butterfly. You're just like in your own little world enjoying it. Oh, next one. Also, you got the same thing as Winston's mom. Six of Wands. You're also creatively victorious. Maybe you just like came up with a new plan, like creative plan, or you just became like really passionate about something and it all came together and people are looking up to you now being like, yeah, Kara's got her shit together. Like she's not only like financially sound, but she's also like creatively been passionate about something and she's like living it. Ooh, and this came out again. You got number 2, the High Priestess, Major Arcana. So your intuition is on. You can predict events. Okay, that's all right. I'm like exaggerating a little bit, but you can. You might be having flashes of insight, like your clairs, like clairaudience, clair cognizance, clairvoyance, maybe working. Um, Host Eric. Hold on, Eric is calling. Hey, hi, Eric. I'm good. I'm live streaming right now. Oh wow, okay. And everything went smooth. What? Oh, good. And how was your dinner? Okay, so I'll see you in a few hours. Yeah, 5 hours. Okay. I love you too. Bye. That was your reading, Carrot. Sorry. Eric decided to go to LA to get Adderall from Delilah. Uh he No, he's not scoring weed, he's scoring Adderall. Yeah. You know, it's funny, Luminix, because we were like I was kind of joking that like I'm codependent. I really wanted to go with him. Um but I've been waking up at 5 a.m. for the past like 4 nights in a row. So to travel 5 hours there, 5 hours back, and not stay overnight somewhere, like I knew it would bring in grouchy Rachel, and I just don't feel like it at all. Like it's just not a good idea for me to um make a trip like that. But now I want to stay up until he gets back cuz I'm like, "Oh, he'll be back in like 5 hours, but I should you were awake at 3:33 this morning? Oh, that is like why? So I looked it up because I'm like I asked the same question like 5 a.m. again, like why am I up at this time? And I had some heartburn, which I didn't take care of course, because I was like laying there thinking, "Oh, it'll just go away," but it doesn't. Um and then I did some like googling and I found out that 5 a.m. at 5 a.m. you are either not dealing with, according to Chinese medicine, at 5 a.m., if you wake up at 5 a.m., you are dealing with grief and or frustration. And I was like, that's great. And I guess I'm dealing with ongoing grief over things. We had such a good time at the Johnny show that I'm feeling a little bit of grief about that. Like how do I put it? Like it was such a good show. It was the best show, and like Eric and I had such a good time together. Like, and now it's like there, I guess the anticipation and everything, it's kind of like the months after Christmas, even New Year's, like it's kind of like, oh, I have probably 2 more months of winter. But the thing is, it's not like that really, because we have the Christmas party, which is coming up in December, and I should really be focusing on that. And I am extremely excited for that. Like, that's going to be another time that like I'm looking forward to it a lot. I've never gone caroling. I'm like super stressed about that. Because yeah, it's an emotional hangover. Exactly, Rubenar. I'm really nervous about caroling because, like, just I feel like people nowadays like don't take kindly to like strangers, and it's but it's such a fun thing to do. Like I've never been caroling before, and it's like such a traditional Christmas thing to do. Um, I'm also nervous because some of Eric's friends haven't even opened the invitation. So I'm like, are they not coming or are they? But Dave Porter and Natalie are definitely coming. And we have Ruben R. and Acacia coming too. Delilah, Cameron. It's a good group. It's a good group of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. Um, I'm just nervous to host. Yeah, you're going to meet that Dave Porter. Thanks. I'm glad you said that, Carrot. Caroling seems so deeply satisfying. I think so too. Um, we're gonna, I'm gonna take like videos of it too. I'm glad you're still a maybe. Decide up until you. I know we said like RSVP by like October, like the end of October or like soon. But whenever you decide, just let us know. We just wanted to put an RSVP date on it because it said it on the card. But for you, like, it'd be great if you can make it, and if not, it'll happen at some point. Either us visiting you again, or you coming down here at a different time when it's good. So just let us know whenever. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I was always like one of those kids too who, oh, hi, talking with famous people. Hi, Eric. Of course, Luminix. Luminix. Sorry. Yeah, it was a little bit like that after the wedding too, just because it was such a good time. Afterwards, like I was like a little bit like, aw, like, but I didn't feel too much like, aw, it's nice to have people here because, Corey came like a week or two later, so we were like partying again. So I didn't really get to grieve that either. Um, but I'm gonna pull some cards for Luminix right now. And the frustration part, I mean, I feel like since I'm an INFJ type 9, and I don't know if you also feel this, Luminix, but like, I don't know what I was going to say. What was I going to say? I don't know. I guess just that I get excited for things. I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. I definitely have to take a bong rip too. Ooh, okay. Card fell out. Luminix. Oh yeah. Yeah. Not having something to look forward to, which luckily, like we have the Christmas party that I'm looking forward to. But not having something looking forward to, it's like, oh yeah. Because I'm an Enneagram 9. So waking up at 5 a.m. also associates with frustration. And I feel like that's just like an Enneagram 9 thing. Instead of being angry outwardly, I become internally frustrated at myself mostly, for any sort of like negative feeling I'm having. It's ridiculous. It's like I don't allow myself to get angry, because I feel like it will turn people away from me, that it'll scare people off. It is something that I become nervous about. Okay, Luminix. Okay. First card for Luminix. 10 of rods. So it's like, look at all this mess over here. I gotta step all over this mess. Now I gotta pick them up. It's the end of it. It's the 10th card, so it's the end, but look at this mess. That dog just kind of seems like he's like kind of in a haze too. So maybe you've been very busy lately and just kind of in a foggy haze of having a shovel when you need a rake. Yeah, it does look like it has a fresh new doggy brain. Rubenar. Okay, next one. Oh, this is nice though. 2 of Cups. So, you in your life, I take this as a soulmate card, but soulmates could be anyone. It could be a new friend, an old friend. It could even be your pets too. Um, I believe that we have like soulmates with our pets. And certain animals come into your life for a reason. Um, but it's one of good. So even though there's this there's this like cleaning up to do, finishing up of things, you know, the right thing for you is to be with someone who you just like. I think this is a frisbee in their mouth. Like someone similar to you that you could just toss frisbee to, toss ideas to, talk about emotions. I don't know what the snake is doing here, but yeah. And then the next one is the Seven of Cups. So you've got lots of options right now, but it's like emotional options, you know what I mean? Because they're not swords, so they're not really your thoughts, but it could be your daydreams. Maybe you have a lot of daydreams, and you've said you've had a lot of projects going on. So it could even be these like emotional um projects or goals that you have for yourself, and you're not sure which one to go with, so you're feeling maybe a little stuck. But it is good to have options, and eventually you'll come to a decision on it too, using your feelings. No, Winston's mom, you're totally fine. You're welcome, Luminix. I want to do I want to do I want to use these cards. Should I do a sentence for the collective for everyone in this group right now? Using these cards? I could do a quick. Okay, cool. I just need one person to say yes, and then okay, cool. Cool. So for everyone who's in the stream right now, what is going to be their sentence? Oh, Boba Fett, did you want a 3-part card pull? I could do one for you. This deck is actually from my sister. She okay, collective works, cool. She got me them. She lives in Serbia right now. She's thinking about moving to the Czech Republic, though. Serbia is not working out so well. She wants to live in Europe. Okay. Collective. My sister's a travel writer. She does vlogs about travel. At least that's what I think she's doing right now. I like that though, Luminix. That's so funny. What's she do, your sister Rachel? Like, that sounds so much like Yoda, but in like the best way. Like, that's how TE Polar shows up too, because the ordinality of the sentence can can turn out grammatically incorrect. I say sentences backwards and stuff all the time, and I have really bad dyslexia when it comes to numbers. Like, yeah, then baby Ti wants to clarify. It certainly is a baby, right? Like, it gets better, like, with practice. Oh my gosh, selfish TI is like, I don't know how you were with in your family, but I know when I was younger, I used to use my TI a lot more. Like, no, what's going on here is not fair. But it would get shot down right away because it's like I was with a bunch of like people whose TE was first, or except for my sister. My sister is hasn't been officially typed by Eric, but casually typed by Eric as an ISFJ. So she's also TE polar, which makes a lot of sense why she moved to Serbia and it's not working out because she jumped the gun. And when TE jumps the gun, they usually make a mistake. Or, I mean, TE jumps the gun. TE jumps the gun, right? Yeah, when TE jumps the gun, then that's when mistakes happen. T polar jumps the gun. Mistakes happen. Okay, so for the collective. No, because her SI experience is that she loves to travel. She's been traveling since she was 16. She traveled, so what she knows instead of like, so what she knows is travel, like what she grew up with, what she became familiar with, and what she's most comfortable with is traveling. She does have a soft spot for New York for sure. But she has an even more soft spot for travel. Yeah, it's just not jiving for her. It's a kind of a culture shock. My sister's very she's very cosmopolitan, my sister, but um people don't speak English to her. So like she's kind of lost in translation there. Um the women and the men are both very high maintenance. So when she was going on dates, guys like turned her down like right away because she wasn't like I don't know. I don't know what Serbian men are looking for. My sister is beautiful, so um it's just not working out. It's just it's the culture, it's too different. It's very old school. Like she said, a lot of women wear high heels all the time and they wear hair extensions and they dress up to the nines. It's very shallow kind of. And she really loves Prague. She wanted to move to Prague originally, but then COVID happened and Serbia was like the only place that was open. She didn't want to change her plans, so she moved to Serbia, but yeah. Well, I think she did mention something about them kind of being babies. Like they look for women who are going to fill that traditional role a little bit, a little bit. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time. I'm going to take a bong rip and then we'll get into the collective reading. Thanks everyone for being here too. I like totally appreciate it. I really am embarrassed that I called Travis Kelce Jace Kelce. I wish him the best. He and Taylor are the best. I also wish. Oh, you didn't embarrass me. I embarrassed myself. I knew. I was just lazy. I was like, I think his name is Jace. Like, I was lazy. I just didn't check. Hey, social media. What's going on? Because I don't like the guy. So his name is. I just don't like him. I don't know what it is. He's probably a good. I don't know. Whatever. Taylor's like, she writes her own music, so that's definitely something to admire for sure. But like, uh, I don't know. Oh, you're at a concert? What concert? Oh, that's so cool. You should like tag the band, and maybe they'll like repost your picture on Instagram. Bowery Ballroom, Kate Bollinger, never heard. I'll take a listen. I will definitely take a listen. Oh, there's a bell ringer. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna tell everyone the cards that we got for the collective, and then it's up to you guys to make up the sentence. So I'll make up a sentence first, and then you guys have to come up with one for yourself. So we got flow. We got intuition. We got comfort. And confidence. I have confidence and comfort in the flow of our intuition. So I have confidence and comfort in the flow of our intuition. This is a pretty intuitive group here right now. Confidence and comfort in the flow of our intuition. I would love to have a donut right now, but I don't know where the coffee is. Confident intuition brings comfortable flow. I like that. Eric and I were corner weirdos at the Johnny concert. We kind of like stood to the back corner. I was able to see at that concert too, which was so cool. Like I feel like I feel like such an old person because I call concerts instead of shows. Like I remember when I was younger, like you knew you were cool if you were going to the show. But like now I say concert. Like what an old fogey. Oh, yeah, it would be I'm sure it is a similar setup to the Johnny concert. I feel so bad for him. Luminix says, I made a cake last weekend, but brought one chunk to a friend, and aside of the last small slice, I ate the whole fucking thing. I love icing. So especially when I was practicing vegan, I would buy myself icing and I would eat right out of the carton of icing because I wanted that icing so bad, that chocolate. Oh my god. When you can't have, because like you can't have chocolate, like real chocolate. Like you can't have like a Snickers when you're vegan because the milk is an animal byproduct. So, ooh, chocolate rum cake. That sounds good. Oh my god, that sounds so good, Luminix. Bunt glaze ganache, real yummy. It's sad it's almost gone. I'm surprised that there's any left. Mrs. Mom says, as show media, I would have liked to tweak that sentence to include some objects from her lyrics, but instead I didn't. Oh, that's funny. So, how many of you in here believe that you've had a karmic relationship, as in like it being very toxic? So, gaslighting, constant arguing, some sort of neglect, um, some sort of violence, cheating. Okay, karmic in as in bad. Like if we're talking twin flame, soulmate, karmic being the bad kind, the toxic kind. So toxic. How many of you have been in a toxic relationship? I've definitely, so I think my for a short time I've been pretty fortunate. That's good, Rubinar. That develops healthy relationship attachment styles. Both that says a few soured over time, nothing too toxic though. That's really lucky. So I was in a toxic relationship in high school with a guy who was my math teacher's son. He was a grade above me. and he could never make up his mind whether he liked me or not. So, and I was constantly clinging to his every word. I thought he was so he's an INTJ, and I like would cling to his every word, like I just thought he was so intelligent. And we bonded because we kind of like saw things the same way. But he just like never understood how like I wasn't like efficient enough. I don't think he liked my nine. I think he's a 1 Enneagram and I'm a 9. So yeah, I dated an INTJ. Um and um like he was constantly telling me how I could like improve myself, and but then he was never able to meet a girl who had like the same mind that he did. And him being a 1 in gut type and me being a 9 in gut type like really really annoyed him, because if he like never understood how like I I'd be like he'd be like, yeah, I really like this band, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I like them too. Like I never offered like a different, as an INFJ too, Effie um talking to Effie Polar. It's like Effie wants to agree, and Effie Polar's like, fuck the agreeing, like what do you really think? And I was just like not comfortable with expressing my opinion. I didn't even think I had an opinion really. I just like went along with anything that he would say or do. So it was really fucking toxic. I mean, him flirting with my friends, um, to the point of him telling me that he wanted me to dress up like them. Um, like breadcrumbing me, like saying that like saying one thing, doing another. Real shitty stuff. Like he was a piece of work. That was definitely karmic. Taught me exactly what I did not want in a relationship, which was that asshole. But fucking, it was karmic too, because years later, so we broke up in 2003, broke my heart. He invites me up to his college Valentine's Day weekend, and he invites me to his show while he also is talking to another girl. Like a girl made a mixed CD for him and like a whole Valentine's Day present thing, and she was at the Valentine's Day show, and I got fucking wasted, and one of his friends had to drive me back. Oh, it was terrible. River says, long ago I had a girlfriend who would weaponize threatening to leave me, so I called her bluff. I felt immediate relief. That's good. You called her bluff. That's not healthy either. Like Eric always says, like either you're in the boat or you're not. Like there's no like just hanging off the side of the boat. Yeah, it was fucking toxic. So, we bonded on that NI level. We just didn't get each other. It was just bad. It was just bad. Um, so that was definitely karmic. Then I dated, so after my false twin flame, um, I dated a guy who was karmic too, and I was hoping for a soulmate, because after everything with the false twin flame, I was like, fuck this shit, like fuck this story. I don't have it in me to deal with that, just that drama again. Like I want a soulmate. But the stuff happens, and I went out with this. Sorry, I thought I felt like the ground move. It was weird. Um, a relationship in the state of limbo is poop. That is poop. You should be. It is not good. Um, yeah. Then I met another karmic who, yeah. You don't think you have a soulmate out there? I mean, soulmates come in different forms too. Like, um, my grandma Lapalosa was definitely a soulmate. She was like my first best friend. Um, she passed away in 2005 at 85. You know, she had dementia too, just like Eric's mom. So it was really tough in the end. It was tough, like losing her, because I would go to her for like a little bit of an escape from my family at times. I think she was an ISFJ too. Um, Mind mates are important. Um, some people are very. I don't know. I always considered to myself to be a mind mate. With my false twin flame Harris, I asked him one time. I was like, "Do you care if like your partner?" I took a quiz, and it turned out that after the quiz, it turned out that I care about having a mind mate as well. And I asked Harris. I was like, "Harris, do you care about like conversations and the intelligence of your partner?" And he said no. He's like, he basically said that, all he needed was the physical. He didn't need to have the person that he's with to be smart. I was just like, oh God, we have nothing in common. Like, and that relationship too, the false twin flame, was the first relationship where I had the worst compatibility in astrology with, like the worst. But I was like, I have to see what this is. Like, I'm not gonna not date this dude just because the compatibility said it was bad. But it all turned out to be true. Like, it was fucking terrible. Like I said, he was borderline. He's borderline personality disorder. So he was like abusive, plus love bombing, plus like out of the boat, half in the boat, and like didn't like to have boundaries. That was fucked. No, actually, Eric is the only person who's ever proposed to me since mom. Um, I lived. I had a relationship where I moved to be with someone in a long distance relationship, and we had talked about getting engaged. And I was like, well, if we're talking about getting engaged, we have to live together. And we did not live well together at all. We did not live well together at all. Not that we fought or anything. We didn't fight at all. He was never around, and we had opposite schedules. He kind of like checked out of the relationship. Yeah, it really does, Winston's mom. It does make host Eric's proposal even more special. All of it. Like, I, for the longest time, wasn't even sure because, like, in astrology, it says that I'm not supposed to get married. So, like, I had it in my head. I was like, all right, maybe I'm not going to get married. So, how do you know if you're love bombing? So love bombing happened when it happened to me. It was like, um, oh God, what was it like? I've like basically erased so much of it from my mind that I can't even remember. But The first thing was right the day after our first date, he called me his girlfriend without even like talking to me about it. And he was very affectionate. Wanted cuddles, wanted me to be near him all the time, like things that I was looking for in a relationship. But it only lasted like a month, if that long. And then he started to really show his colors. What else happens? I'm gonna look it up. Love bombing examples. Because he did. I just don't know how to describe it. You're like on a love high. You think you're like the greatest thing. They think you're the greatest thing. And like how it's like you're the one that they've wanted for so long, or they've been looking for you for so long, and it's just all at once. It's all within the matter of like a week to a month at most, and then it stops. Love bombing examples. Yeah. Signs of love bombing. Yeah, yeah. You're the answer to my all my prayers, like right away. Here we go. Go away. No. Okay, so heck, we're over the top compliments. So this is examples of love bombing. There are many red flags associated with love bombing, but here are 5 common ones that a new partner could be bombing you. Over the top compliments. Giving and receiving compliments is normal and can feel validating when it comes from your new partner. However, extreme flattery can be an early sign of manipulation. Phrases such as "You are the answer to all my prayers," "No one can ever compare to you," "You are perfect. My life would be nothing without you." Sentences like these can feel grandiose, especially if you are getting to know the person. Check in with yourself and ask if you feel comfortable with these comments. Decide if you are okay with the relationship's pace and vocalize your concerns to your partner if the situation seems odd. The next one, they call you their soulmate. When you think you found the one, you may have a sense of relief. Although this can be a fulfilling feeling, the truth is it takes some time to get to know someone and gain an understanding of who they are. Being called their other half, soulmate, or even being told "I love you" in a matter of weeks can signal a larger issue, especially if it makes you feel anxious. If being placed on a pedestal early in the relationship creates confusing emotions, it may be a good idea to discuss it with your partner. Don't go away. No. Come on, computer. There you go. Communication with them is intense. Lots of communication is natural in the beginning of a relationship. It's new, fresh, and full of exciting unknowns. A steady cadence of phone calls, texts, or DMs is not unusual, especially as you learn more about your new partner and establish communication patterns that work for both of you. However, feeling overwhelmed with text calls and messages during the day from your partner is unusual. If you feel uneasy because of the communication timing or if the tone feels aggressive, speak with your partner about your thoughts and discuss what is most comfortable for you to receive. I bet you, honestly, I bet you that Travis Casey, Kelsey, love bomb love is like this, like always texting Taylor. Next one, costly gifts. Exchanging gifts while you're dating is not uncommon and can be a thoughtful way to show you like the person. It could even deepen your connection and will help you learn more about your partner. It is easy to believe that receiving lavish items and gifts at the beginning of a relationship illustrates deep affection. However, it can be a smokescreen for abusive behavior or a reason to validate harsh treatment later. Examples of expensive gifts include purchasing tickets for international trips, pricey jewelry, designer handbags, offering financial support such as paying your rent or utilities without prompting. Receiving presents can make you feel special, but if the gifts are accompanied by the phrases such as, I bought this so you have to do it what I say, or I pay your bills, don't talk to me like that, then it may be another warning sign of an abusive relationship. And the last sign of love bombing, they want all of your time. This was so true with Harris. The beginning of a new relationship can leave you feeling enamored, and it's not unusual for you and your partner to come close to spend more time together. But healthy separation is necessary for any partnership. Meeting you before meeting, you may have had standing obligations, family relationships, and friendships that enriched your personal life. The addition of a romantic relationship may shift some of your priorities, but it should be an enhancement, not an overtake every aspect of your life. However, if your partner shows signs of irritation, anger, requesting that you end your friendships, or even stonewalling you when you want to spend time with others, it could be a significant red flag for potential abuse. Yeah. So those are the signs of love bombing. Yep, that's love bombing. Rubinar. It's common, it's not uncommon. I mean, it's not common. I think most people try to do their best in a relationship. Why were the band members trying to talk to you? Yeah, repeated. It's usually like I said, it goes on for like a week to a month. It's not long, because then after the love bombing is usually like the more manipulative behavior that comes out. It ain't good. It's just not a good look. ERB. Yeah, fart bombing. Oh my god, I've been fart bombed before, where like um the dude that I moved to North Carolina for the long distance. Oh shit! Show me, were you like caught in a deer in headlight? Wow, Rubenar, that's big of you. It's good. It's good that you let people back in, and like you said, gently. Because if you let everyone back in all at once, then you feel like, is it real? Like, am I really doing this for myself or am I doing it for them? And you wanted to be doing it for yourself. Meow. Oh, look at that handsome mister. He just went crazy. Oh, yes, you did. You love wires. Yes, yes, you do. It's probably not the best thing for him to chew on, but who am I to tell him what to do, right? Capio is sleeping in the corner. No, she's up. But Trouble knows that Eric is gone. Like, he knows. And he's not happy about it. Meow. Is that you? Meow. It's also way past his bedtime. Way past his bedtime. He definitely wants to go to bed. Yeah, I gotta get him a toy. I definitely want to get him a toy. Eric's like not really into it. Eric doesn't really want to buy him any toys. I don't blame him either. But maybe I'll get him a toy for Christmas. Well, I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for their new relationship. Hope that you don't bug me too much. Jace, his name is Jace. It just is. And I want to thank all you guys here. It really means a lot. Thanks for spending time with me. I'm scared. Well, maybe catnip. I definitely want to get one of those things where it's like a pole and it like goes down. And there's like a thing that he can like swat at. You're welcome. Thank you guys. It's so fun. Thank you for helping me with my codependent ways and keeping me company. And I will probably stream sometime in the future. All right. Love you all. Bye.